I'm Dan Helfers, class of 2009. I am an artist manager at 1L Music in Miami. We manage the singer-songwriter Andrew Bell. When I was in high school in St. Louis, I started booking local punk rock shows, kind of on a whim. A friend of mine took me to a concert. I loved the shows, and by the end of that summer, we threw a show on our own and lost a bunch of money, but had a great time. And I knew then that I wanted to pursue music. Through a connection of mine, I found out about Loyola and ended up at school down here. Started making connections with other students here and people in the industry, and that kind of started rolling. So by the time that I graduated, I had a couple little projects going on. I was booking shows independently. I was doing social media marketing for a couple venues in town. And I was throwing a kind of like an EDM, college-oriented EDM party at the time. That EDM party transitioned into me getting a job doing the marketing for a local company down here, Ampersand, that did most of the bigger EDM events and DJ shows. I stayed with that organization and ended up being the marketing and programming director there, doing all of the booking and marketing. I left that company about 2 years ago, and through another connection, I found out about an opportunity in management, which was a career, a little bit of change of direction, a career that I wanted to make, and ended up with 1L Music in Miami, which has been where I've been for the past year and a half. You know, learning the real building blocks of the industry. You know, rights management, how record labels work, how management contracts work. And I think right up there with that would be the people that I was surrounded with. You know, some of those just early classes that I got, and just the community that I was thrown into, were just something I couldn't compare in value to anything else. They're really terrific. The music industry here is so accessible that you're able to just walk down the street to a music venue and walk in and say, hey, can I help out? Or you meet an artist here who's looking for a manager, who is looking for recording help or something like that, and it was so easy to make connections. So that almost became like a 50-50 split. I spent my time on campus going to classes, and then I spent all of my free time doing something associated with music. And yeah, it was easy. You know, you've got that at your fingertips here. They were always there when I needed them, which was great. I also really appreciated that they had real world experience, which is something that I think is a little bit rare maybe in academia these days. So to have people that, you know, had been in bands and had been managers and had run labels, and who are willing to you know, more or less mentor me and give me their free time was pretty great. I never once felt lost in the crowd here at Loyola. That was just never an issue for me. It was specialized, which is something that you're just not going to find many other places. I was really lucky to have a community around me that supported me, and I just felt like the teachers were kind of on the same page, I guess. It was I never questioned going here after I came here. I knew instantly that it was the right place for me. I made lifelong friends. Everybody here is so incredibly down to earth. I can't think of any reason why I would ever choose to go anywhere else but Loyola. It was great, really great experience. The music industry is a lot more sustainable than I think a lot of people realize, and there's also so many more opportunities out there than people realize, and you can access those opportunities by having a wide range of experience. You know, I work for an artist who is fully independent, who's never been signed to a label, who's never been signed to a publishing company, and yet he's built an incredible career for himself by the age of 31, 32. And he needs a manager, and there's plenty of independent artists out there. You know, it's not just the classical example of you're either at a major label or you're not. You know, there are so many niches and little opportunities out there, and music is full of passionate people. And I think that passionate people make really terrific employees, or, you know, they end up being really great entrepreneurs. So I don't know if there's necessarily one thing you can say about music being sustainable, but the truth of the matter is it is. It takes work. You know, it takes a lot of work. There is no pathway that is laid down for you necessarily, but Loyola is as close as you're going to get to having a path set in stone for you to build a sustainable career in one of many facets of music.